Long ago, in a time before iron and ink, when the sun still bowed to the moon, and rivers whispered secrets to the trees, there lived a queen unlike any the land had known. Her name was Eze Nwanyi Omalika, ruler of Umuagbo, the heart of Ola Igbo. She wore no crown of gold, but one of sacred feathers, 7 radiant plumes from the ancient Yugo bird, said to sing only once before death. Her eyes held stories older than the hills, and her voice, it was said, could calm the wrath of spirits or summon the wind itself. The people worshipped her not just as a leader, but as a bridge between worlds, the living and the unseen. She judged with wisdom, ruled with fairness, and punished with precision. Under her reign, the land flourished. Until the signs began. The yams rotted in the ground before they could sprout. The rivers, once clear and faithful, began to run backward. And the children born that season came into the world with golden eyes, and not a single tear. In fear, the elders gathered beneath the sacred Udaranso, a towering tree believed to house ancestral spirits. They fasted, they prayed, and in the dead of night, Eze Nwanyi emerged in white robes, her diviners behind her. Her voice did not shake when she spoke. One of the sacred feathers is gone. A hush fell. The 7th feather, the balance feather, which connected her to the realm of the spirits, had vanished. Without it, the order of the world was broken. To restore balance, she summoned a man not of noble blood, but of uncommon spirit, Diku Mma, a young hunter orphaned by war, raised by the forest. Diku, she said, this journey will not test your strength, but your truth. With nothing but his spear, a woven satchel, and the whispers of his ancestors in his ear, Diku Mma set off. His first step left no print on the earth. He crossed the river of forgotten names, where every soul erased from memory drifted like leaves in endless circles. He outwitted the blind oracle of Nsaka, who saw with no eyes but knew every lie spoken beneath the sun. And deep in the valley of echoes, Diku came face to face with a spirit in his own likeness, his father, who had died in shame. It was there he learned a terrible truth: the feather had not been stolen. It had been given. Given by Eze Nwanyi herself. To a grieving mother, whose son had been executed by mistake, sentenced by the queen's decree. The woman had pleaded. The queen had refused. And so the mother took her tears to the shrine and begged the gods to unmake the queen's power. They listened. They took the feather. Diku Mma returned to Umuagbo, not as a hero with a prize, but as a messenger carrying a truth heavier than stone. The queen sat beneath the sacred Udaranso, her white robes now stained with ash and memory. He bowed, but his eyes did not lower, because this truth was not a gift, but a wound that needed to bleed. The feather was not stolen, he said. It was justice the gods reclaimed. The crowd that had gathered gasped, and a sudden silence wrapped the village like a cold cloth. Eze Nwanyi rose, but slowly, as if the truth had pressed a mountain upon her shoulders. Her crown no longer glowed. She looked not at Diku, but at the people. I ruled with power, but not always with heart, she said, voice echoing with thunder. And so I laid down my crown. The winds rose suddenly, carrying the remaining feathers into the sky like birds freed from captivity. Some said they heard the Yugo bird sing in that moment. Eze Nwanyi walked into the mist that day, never to return. From that moment on, no ruler in Umuagbo would sit for life. Every 7 years, the people would gather, not to anoint bloodlines, but to choose leaders whose hearts beat for the people. And every 7th harvest, the wind still carries whispers through the trees, like feathers brushing across your ear. Rule with truth, the wind seems to say, for that is the only crown that time cannot steal.